There we go. We are in. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. All right. I am so sorry about that because the problem was Facebook.
The problem was Facebook before.
Yeah. Well, not really. The
Facebook.
last time it was because of the internet connection. Now it's this, So it's a good thing
Oh
we're
yeah.
on Facebook and YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and we actually will be on our website too because I'm gonna update the website once we get off.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
Once we're done, this will be up on the website, so people can go there and catch it if they don't want to, you know. But let me. Um, I'm gonna bring us in real quick.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna make sure we're up and about. That's the beautiful part about this. So, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
And as you can see, we have a special guest today, but we're going to bring in the show and then get it started. So, we're going to go ahead and do what it is that we do, the way we like to do it. And it goes a little something like this. That's not what it goes like. Here we go. Good morning. Welcome to the Saturday morning indie industry shop talk, hosted by the Black Filmmakers Lounge. The Black Filmmakers Lounge, where independent filmmakers, well, novices and professionals come together to gain insight and perspective through education, information, networking, and to discuss industry best practices that will advance the Black independent film community. I'm your host, Michael Melvin, with my co-host, Tamara T.K. Henderson, and Jacoby Simmons is not here today. Of course, the other co-hosts, they're doing their thing. But we have a special guest, Mr. Thomas R. Carter, and we like to appreciate him hanging out with us.
Woo!
Brother Thomas, how are you doing this wonderful Saturday morning?
Great. Trying to stay dry here in Houston with all this rain. But
Oh,
other than that,
yeah.
Baby,
yeah,
Texas is getting it.
we getting it here.
Yeah, somebody building a ship, an ark somewhere, baby. Atlanta's getting it too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got an
Atlanta's getting
inflatable
it too.
boat in case. So
Ah, you ain't lying. You
yeah.
ain't lying down in Houston. Thank you for joining us today. We're so excited. Thomas, you guys know, is one of our own, and he has created, actually founded, an association called the Black Indie Filmmakers Association. And he is the founder, CEO, and executive director. And this organization is hosting its first film festival in Houston, Texas in October.
There you
And so
go.
we just wanted to bring you on to talk about the organization, the film festival, and yeah, just let you, yeah, just inform us on everything. And it's how to get started, how you got started in it. It may be a little cliche, but we still want to hear it because it's your story.
Inquiring minds want to know.
All right, all right. So as I have told yourself and Michael on a couple occasions, and even as early as today, uh, you guys are the reason that my organization exists. 100%,
Hmm.
no diggity, no doubt, as they say. You guys are the reason that I started this organization uh, because I saw the need for uh, black filmmakers who were new to the industry, like myself, like I was several years ago, uh, to have a organization, a platform where they could network and they could collaborate and they could learn and grow and create a space for us and not chase uh, the other spaces that we have been excluded from. So
Mm.
I give both of you again 100% credit for that. I told Michael earlier, you never know who is watching you. And so I watched you
Mhm.
guys. And I was, I talked sometimes I didn't talk, but I watched. I watched how you guys, I watched your conversations. And it inspired me then again to create this space for Black independent filmmakers in Houston. And as a result of that, and one of the things that Michael always talks about was, and to this day, is relationships. It's about establishing those relationships before anything else, because it's the relationships that create the opportunity for the doors to get open. And so many times we like to put, you know, uh, like the tape or the script ahead of the relationship. And if you don't understand that, industry people, they get by all the time with whether it's tapes for music or scripts or ideas. That's a huge
Mhm.
turnoff. And it's for them to ask you, what do you have or what are you doing, than it is for you to push this stuff in their face, because they're getting stuff pushed in their face 24/7.
Yep.
So, that was what started me on this journey. And as a result of that, we've been able to, unbeknownst to a lot of people, they still don't fully grasp what's taking place in Houston. We have industry people from every major network that are attention to what we're doing. And, which was quite a surprise for me, being that this was our very first time. Nobody knows Thomas Carter. Who is Thomas Carter? I'm a nobody. I say that, respectfully. Nobody knows me. This guy, this year old guy trying to do something. But because of it being established based on relationships and collaboration, uh, that has created a buzz, that has created a certain energy that caught me by surprise. And so that's where this thing started.
Mm.
Kind of reminds me of the quote, if you build it, they will come.
There you go.
That's all I could think about when you talked about the buzz. That's the first thing that came to mind. It's like we're so worried about, like you said, seeking these relationships or what does everybody else want to see, instead of doing what we feel that's in us to do. And then when we
Right.
do it, it's like, oh, I didn't know all these people would be interested. But if we would have been chasing everybody else's idea, riding everybody else's coattail, trying to do what everybody else is doing, it's like, that's not, I need you to do something different. So I need you to create,
Right.
found this organization. I need you to do this. And I will bring the people. Like you said, you're bored. I will bring the people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we miss that because we're too busy trying to follow the trend when
Exactly.
you're supposed to be the trend.
Right. One of the
That's
I
a
was
good. That's a
listening
quote right there. Go
to
ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
listening to Tyler Perry yesterday, talking about the backlash he's been getting from his latest film and some of his films. And he's always said, he doesn't really care about what people say, because he focuses in on his audience, the people that support him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
obviously there's a lot of truth in that, because the people that support him has made him a billionaire, and they continue to flock to his films. They continue to support what he's doing, regardless of what I feel or other people may feel about his work. Uh, Obviously, there is a huge audience that appreciates,
Mm-hmm.
and they resonate with what he does. And so it's the same thing for us, right? You have to find your audience, for whatever that is, and then be comfortable with criticism from people outside of that audience. Because at the end of the day, obviously, it really doesn't matter,
Mm-hmm.
what people say. What matters is the people who you're serving, people's lives you're touching. And he touches a lot of lives. And so that's what's important to him. And he's been very successful at that. And that's really, that's the essence of life. You find people that appreciate you. The people that don't appreciate you, okay, I get it. Say
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not for everybody. It's okay.
not for everybody, right?
Because I think
Absolutely,
we talked about it earlier. The mistake I think a lot of independent filmmakers make is casting out the large fisher net to get the the relationships or the viewers. And the truth is, everybody's not gonna like your stuff, right?
and I,
Everybody's not gonna. It's not for everybody. Everybody can't digest everything. But when you find your pocket um, of people, then that audience builds you. Because in business, I was always taught when I took business class, one person represents 1,000,
right,
right? So if there's one person who likes your project, that means there's 1,000. So if you find 10 people that like it, that's 10,000. If you find, and it keeps, if you find 100 people, then that's 100,000. And so what happens is we don't understand the business and how that works, because on the independent side, you don't need what industry people need,
right,
right? And here's the crazy thing: everybody I've listened to and learned from that has gotten into the industry, they started off with small audiences and they built and their name spread around, or somebody in industry saw their work. And if you think like, you put out something and you're filling up theaters and you're competing with industry in the movie theaters or on TV, they're going to look at you like, wait, where did this guy come from?
right,
And they're going to come talk to you. They
right.
rejected Tyler Perry. Hardy was rejected at first, and until they made a buzz for themselves. Once they made that buzz, the industry came knocking because they built their door. They built
Yes,
their building. And our mistake is we like, everybody's going to, no, everybody's not. Focus on your small niche, and that niche is going to just build. And no matter what criticism, I'm a person, if you don't like it, cool. But you know what? Tell me what you do like, because
right,
we can spend way too much time in the negative space. Tell me what it is you like,
right.
because
Absolutely.
I'll go check that. I'll check anything out. It doesn't matter if you don't like it, because court of public opinion don't sway me.
Right.
If I'm gonna have a bad time, I'd rather have it for myself.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, it is what it is. Real quick though, we didn't do this.
Go ahead.
What have y'all been watching this week? And we've been gone for like 2 weeks. So what have y'all been watching? What's got y'all views?
So for me, we're in the last 6 days of films being submitted to the film festival.
Mm-hmm.
The last 6 days, and so I laser focused in on the films that are coming in. System of work, and so actually for the last 3 months, watching all these films, and we're actually getting films from all over the world. We're getting films from industry uh, uh, elites, if you will, that are submitting films that I was shocked to see films. I'm like, what? So I've been religiously focused on watching those, learning, and in the process learning how to judge films from a different perspective, because there's a methodology to judge film. So you're looking at everything from creativity to lighting to sound, all those little small storytelling. And so I had to focus on that on another whole level, and it's giving me a greater appreciation for people's work, and me knowing how hard it is myself. So that's what I've been doing, is watching and learning film.
Okay.
When I say learning, learning film from a
Mm.
whole, because I didn't go to school, right? So this is all self-taught stuff. So I'm seeing films in a whole different light. That I've been watching, and it's incredible.
Okay. Yeah. No, no. Okay. So any
Yeah.
films specifically that has garnered your learning? It has, you're like, hey, that this is helping me. This particular film is.
He can't
There's one
tell us.
film.
Can he?
Well, I can tell you this. There's one
Okay.
film that comes from France, and the guy who submitted it is France's #1 documentary filmmaker. So he is like the Steven Spielberg in France of creating documentaries. And the story he tells is about the #1 black female editor, which is like the Steven Spielberg of editors in France. She is, or she was, she just died, one person that everybody wanted her to edit their film. Never heard of her. But what a
Mhm.
phenomenal story, and the way he told that story. Uh, and 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 one of the things I get emotional easy is we have such powerful, incredible storytellers around the world that us here in America are totally unaware of. That just, oh my God, blow your mind. And even the history of black filmmaking, not just in America, but globally, is phenomenal. And so that's one of the things that what we're going to be doing in the film festival is, and this is a side, because I don't want to get off subject about what we've been watching, is one of the things we're doing, collaborating with all the continents so that we are an international entity, and we are bringing in and introducing those filmmakers and those films to the Americans. And likewise, we're introducing the American audience and to them. So we are creating those relationships as I speak those filmmakers on that level that have the capacity to do that, which is one of the unique things that we're creating, is this collaborative effort globally of building those bridges that have not yet been fully built.
Mhm.
Uh, so, having said that, just seeing how he crafted how he crafted telling his story, and a lot of the stories, whether it's Nollywood or those other countries, that tell stories is totally different from how we tell stories. But
Mm-hmm.
but the effect of it is the same. The way they construct it and the way they do it, it's just mind blowing. I'm like, oh my God, look how they tell their stories, and it's different, right? It's just different, but it's phenomenal, and we can learn from each other.
Right.
We can learn from, and so that's what really got my attention, is the way he constructed and told the story, and the fact that we have people on that level outside of the United States killing it, right? Killing it. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. That's what that one particular film, man, just blew me away.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah,
I
definitely.
I watched Supercell. So it was raining. It was raining, so I couldn't go to work one night. I was like, and I pulled up Netflix. I pulled up Netflix, and I was like, and like it was the number 2, and I was like, let me see what Jacoby talking about. I really don't watch sci-fi, so I was like, eh. And I clicked the first episode, and I was like, and so I have one more episode to watch. So I got to get that watched. It's only like what 6 episodes, so I have to watch that. And then I watched the Black Barbie documentary. There was that was really, really, really good. There was one scene in the very beginning that they messed up, but they kept in. And I was like, when I seen that one scene, I was like, wow, it like this lady was walking behind the lady's chair while they were interviewing. I'm like, I'm like, what are you doing? The filmmaker.
Mhm.
And that one scene kind of threw me off, but it was so well done. Like I was pleasantly surprised after seeing that one scene and then everything else coming out so well. They did an amazing job. And it was good and it was kind of sad at the same time because it was like the first black, the first black, the first black, and then it was like nothing. So it's
Mm.
about Mattel, when the first black employee, first black designer, second black designer, and it was like that's it. And it's like that it was really good to watch. It was very, very good to watch. Um, I tried to watch The Bear. Tried to watch the first episode of The Bear.
Okay.
It wasn't for me. It was interesting, but it wasn't for me. And I tried to watch the beginning of Origins as well, and I was like, I don't know if I was in the wrong headspace, but I was just like, well,
Yeah, you gotta. It's like me to watch that type of stuff. I have to be in a certain frame of mind because it messes with you, right? Because you know it, but when you see it and you start thinking about it, it really has a much greater impact.
I think because it was really slow. Bear
Okay.
was Bear was on steroids, and then when I clicked the origin, it was like a snail.
So yeah, you probably need to not watch that after Bear. Like give it, you have to create a mood for it, I guess. I don't know.
You're not
That's just
lying.
me.
Yeah, I literally watched the first 10 minutes of Bear, and I was like, well, let's just try something else. And then I watched it. Then I watched like the first 10 minutes of Origin, and I was like, well, let's try something else. I was like, yeah. But yeah, so I did get to watch a lot of episodes of Supercell and Black Barbie documentary.
Yeah. So I saw Supercell, but no. So for me, I watched a bunch of stuff. Like seriously, I've been watching stuff, and of course, hanging out with YouTube. Excuse me. So, and the sad part is, I'm trying to remember everything I watched, right? But dang, my brain is like, hey, sorry. Uh, I watched Hit Monkey on Hulu. Um, dang, I am sitting here trying to remember everything I watched. I watched a lot of stuff. Here's the funny thing. Yesterday I sat back and watched Belly again. I haven't
Oh
seen
wow.
I haven't seen Belly in years. And so here's what gets me. And I like this about Facebook. And I hope that everybody learns from this, right? But there's this little thing where people are taking clips from movies and TV shows
Mm-hmm.
and they're posting it on Facebook. Now, the unfortunate part is they don't tell you what movie or TV show sometimes. They're like, it's on Netflix, but it's not all of them actually are on Netflix. They're on Paramount or Showtime or Stars. It varies, but the saying says it's on Netflix all the time. Or Tubi. Some guys talk about the Tubi. There's one guy who makes jokes about all these movies on Tubi, and they take clips. But the clip is interesting enough. You want to see how it started and then how it ended. So they get just the right much of the clip and to make you go look for the actual film. And if you read the comments, most people tell you what movie it is or whatever. So that's how I started watching some movies. And I said that is the perfect way to promote platforms. Like I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. If you have a platform like a Quale TV or any other Black platforms that are out there, and you all watching the Black Filmmakers Lounge, on your Facebook page, you should take clips from any movie or short that is on your platform. Not just the trailer, because the trailer sometimes gives the story, but some trailers aren't as compelling. But you pick that right scene that's compelling enough to go, I want to go see that. What movie is that? And you lead people to it. They'll get on your platform and they'll go check it out because they're curious, right?
That's
and I've
true.
seen a bunch of stuff. But here's the thing, because I've noticed a lot of independent Black platforms. They just keep rehashing like TikTok stuff, other Facebook videos, other things that have nothing to do with their platform. That is poor marketing to me. It should only be about your platform, right? And what's on your platform, the shows, the movies, and so like film festivals, give us a clip, something that makes us go, oh, that movie's at the film festival. Oh, let me go see that. Or what time does that come on? Because that interesting clip goes, ooh. And that's the whole thing about us as storytellers. You got to make sure you got some pieces in there that people can pull from, that they make it just interesting enough to go, I got to see that. Or this is interesting. Well, what happens? Because you cut it just right. They're like, wait. I want to know what happens. And so that's what we got to do. Right. And
absolutely. And
go ahead,
I want
Thomas.
to throw out here, one of the things I want to throw out here, I think is very important, and the lessons I learned is about us as a people collaborating, right? Getting away from the crab, the crab in the barrel kind of.
Your audio dropped out, Thomas. Uh-oh, what's going on?
We can't hear you, Thomas.
We can't hear you. Your audio dropped out somehow. I don't know if it's a computer thing. If you want, you could go out and come back in and see if it reconnects right.
Yeah,
we're sorry.
It should. It should because it just dropped out. He didn't even touch nothing.
Yeah, he wasn't doing nothing. It just dropped right out.
Just dropped right out. And we'll be back after this quick commercial break.
while Thomas is coming back. Yeah, no, he's saying, it's about that network, right? And film festivals should be showing clips from the films. And I like what film festivals can do. Mm-hmm. Right? There are, unfortunately, as many short films people make and stuff, there's not enough exposure for everybody short, unless it's a YouTube or something. So for festivals to have their own, hopefully he'll hop back in, for festivals to have their own pages or ways to showcase and talk to the filmmakers. I remember going to a festival and I was watching them interview some of the filmmakers. Actually, I got interviewed. Here we go. There we go. Thomas? Oh, your audio's still out. I'm trying to see why his audio's out. So he says he's in the green room, but why does it say he's in the green room? I don't know. I assigned you to 2, so your audio should be playing. Check, make sure you, it looks like you hit the mute button. Let me try to do this. Boom. I don't know what it is on the audio side or why it did that. He's accessing you through his phone. I think that's what he said. That's a nice camera behind him. Looks like a C100 Mark II or Mark I. I noticed those things, all right, we let's see what happens here. And we're going to put him.
Yeah, that's weird. He was just talking and it just
Yeah, it says he's in the, for some reason he's muted. It might be for somehow the mute button got hit, Thomas. Try to see the mute on your computer. You should see where it says mute. Because for some reason it's you're muted. I'm gonna put you out on a phone thing because I can't get you that way. It just says you're in the green room, and I don't know why. Check to see if the mute is hit on your computer somehow by accident, or if you're using it for space bar, because I know some people tend to click the space bar to talk and they let it go back to mute. You can take that off. Hello?
Mm-mm.
No, you're still muted for some reason, and I don't know why.
Oh, he put it in on his phone. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's on his phone, but it says guest in green room, and it's not. You're not in the green room.
So it's something on your end that's doing it, because if he switched devices and it's still muted, it's something on your end.
I don't know what it is. Let me go back to live mode.
Want to take us out and bring us back in and see if that worked?
Yeah, I hate to do that because now we got show.
I
We have a
know.
two-parter. Let's do this. I'm gonna take us out, bring us all back in. Hey, if you're watching this, there's a part 2 is gonna happen in a couple seconds. Let's make this happen. All right.
All right.
Oh, there you are,
Oh,
Thomas.
wait, there you are.
Hold on. Can you hear us?
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
All right.
Yeah. Should he try us
Okay,
back on his computer?
No, I'll stay on the phone.
Okay, yeah, and the audio is
Okay,
much
yeah.
better on the phone too. So I'm
Yeah.
a. There we go.
All right. All right.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Can you pull
All
him
right, so
down a
you were
little, Michael?
saying we got
Yeah.
this fixed. Things
Yeah,
happen
we
on the
got
show.
it. We got it.
Can you
So
even
what I
out
was
his head
saying-
a little bit, Michael?
I can't do anything else because he's on his phone.
There we go. There we go. Okay,
He has to
perfect.
keep
Okay,
it
keep
at
going,
a-
Thomas.
Okay.
There we go.
So
Thank you. That's perfect.
there we go. So what I was saying is that, they say we can't collaborate. And one of the things we want to do is break that myth about Black people can't collaborate. We don't know how to work together. And so one of the biggest goals I have, again, is to change that narrative, that not only that we can work together here locally, but we can work together globally. So we want to build those global bridges and then connect each other through all those relationships, right? So that we're supporting each other's effort. One of the things you guys do not know that I'm going to announce today, right, is that I want to make sure that as I move forward with BIFA, it's called BIFA, is that we're connected with you guys, and as the industry people that are connecting with us, that we also connect them with you.
Okay.
So that will help with the guest base that are going to come on your show. So we want to invite those industry heavyweights, because I'm developing those relationships. Then they'll also will cross pollinate that with the Black Filmmakers Lounge. And those are those important things that we have to do that we don't sometimes do. It's like they built a house and then they don't want nobody else in the house. They're not willing to share, right? So that's part of the problem, that we want to not do that. So as I grow, as I have access to those people, then I'm gonna share that access with you guys, because this is what this is about, is learning how to work together, collaborate, and not keep, you got all the gold and you keep it to yourself and you don't share it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Amen. Yeah, we
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
We actually have some surprise guests coming up because there's different firms, PR firms, that have been reaching out to us.
Right.
And these are industry people. And, people just like,
Right.
hey, we want on. And I'm like, wait, what? But that was the purpose of it, is for us to
Right.
educate each other, on this
Absolutely.
industry.
Absolutely.
And that's the main purpose. Like, the main purpose, I'm gonna say it here, because we know, right, is for us to educate and network.
Right.
Everything else is a byproduct of. We all know
Right.
people are trying to make films. We all know people have stories. We all know that someone's trying to learn how to write a script, and somebody's trying to learn how to use a camera, and somebody's trying to learn how to edit. But what we know, that none of that, those can happen on our own. Like, I can learn how to write a script, right? But once I wrote a script, who looks at it?
Right.
Who gives me feedback?
Mm-hmm.
Who buys it? Who produces it? Who licenses it? You know, who is my script consultant to tell me where I made mistakes? Just because I learned from YouTube University or bought a book or that I'm not, if I'm not connected with people who say, hey, you know, oh, this is redundant in your story. Hey, this is unnecessary. And
Mm-hmm.
then we're not making those connections, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, we're happy to, you know, because we know that BIFA has been there already. You know, we've talked before. Actually, Thomas's film is it's still on Amazon, right?
Yeah, so it's on Amazon, Peacock, YouTube, Vudu. I mean not YouTube, but Vudu, Tubi, Peacock, Vudu, 13 other channels. We
Yeah.
probably got
Okay.
close to 10 million views now. Worldwide, yeah, about 10 million views. I done got so many emails because it's about breast cancer.
Right.
So many emails about people's lives it's touched. It's made money. I haven't seen the money because I signed a bad deal. Uh, I signed a
Amen.
bad deal. I'm not
Right.
gonna say who I signed it with because I don't want them coming at me. But yeah, I signed a bad deal. So they made all kind of money, and then and what they did to me was they said, okay, we are attaching all these fees up front. I'm like, wait a minute, you know, how much for what? You know,
Yeah.
45,000 for what?
And we talked about that
Wow.
50,000
on the
for
show.
what?
You know, we
Yeah,
talked about it. Derek came on the show and
yeah,
talked about what happens with stuff like that. And that's what we have to be careful of. But and you and I had that conversation privately,
yeah,
you know, and I'm very, you know, I am always skeptical of somebody who wants to take your work and pay you little, you know, because if
yeah.
you've already put the money into it, the least you can do is give me my budget times 5 or give me my budget
Absolutely.
with an extra 30%, you know, because I still have investors to pay back or things to
Right,
cover. And they'll put it in things like marketing, posters. Yeah, I don't need
right,
you to read.
right,
If
right.
you want a new, I can redo the poster and hire me back to redo my own
Exactly.
poster. I know how to do it. You know, that's
Yeah,
why
but
I learned this stuff. But
yeah,
yeah,
the first indication was that first, you know, couple of weeks numbers was like over 50,000, right? And so out of that 50,000, I got zero. I'm like, wait a minute, there's an error
mm,
here. There's an error. What you mean? And so they have me in a situation now that it will take me a year and a half to get any money because the amount of money that they stacked up on me, right, is they paying it down, you know, each check. So no, each check I get zero.
see, that's not good to me. Yeah, that'll
Right.
never be a
Yeah,
good deal
I
for
get
me.
zero. I'm like, what? That reminds me of TOC. Well, here's how you sell 1 million songs and end up with 40,000. That's
And
what they did.
and that's why I'm like limited rights. Like I have the rights to do. I would never give full rights to any of my stuff or
Right.
give rights to every region because I want to see something, you know. But
Right.
that's the conversations we need to have. Those are
Absolutely.
entertainment lawyers, people to look over your contract, um, to understand distributing. I remember TK sent to me something in the middle of the week. I went and got on. There's always something they're selling you, but the information is good, right? Or
Right.
it's to make you. It makes you
Oh, you
think.
talking about the second thing I sent
Yeah.
you? Not, uh, you know what? I hate you watched it. I should have sent you back a
No, no.
thing.
I logged right on. I mean, I knew it was going to sell me. Most of them sell you.
But you know what? The other one I told you about, the Austin
Mm-hmm.
in the entertainment business, that guy they had on from Byron Allen's company from Freestyle, that wasn't nothing like that. That was straight up legit. Like this guy, I was just like, you didn't get like I learned two things. Like I learned not to put the year, and I learned because it's hard to change, and I learned like it was one of those, oh, let's talk about distribution, 6 mistakes not to make. But
Mm-hmm.
he really didn't give any information at all because
He
he was
sold
trying to sell his
himself. He
product.
was busy selling.
Yeah.
And
That
I
was
say that's the mistake of anybody. Give the information first, then tell me about you. Because
Right.
here's the thing. I'm gonna look you up anyway. So I don't need you to give me a 20-minute spiel about yourself and then you barely
Yes.
touch on those 6 things you said you was going to do.
Right.
And then you're spending most of it because now I get it. You're collecting my email so you can send me stuff. It sound, like my dad said, you don't get something for nothing. Well,
Right.
here, the reason you're getting something from the Black Filmmakers Lounge is because we believe in order to benefit, you got to be beneficial.
Right.
And that's our solid thing. We're beneficial so that we can benefit. We give what we know, we bring people on. But yeah. So Thomas, I am curious. Workshops for BIFA in October, right? Correct?
Right. Correct.
So what workshops should filmmakers be looking forward to attend during that?
So we have one of Houston's top entertainment lawyers who's going to be doing a workshop about distribution and distribution law. We have some actors, and I can't tell anybody's names yet
Mm-hmm.
because we're gonna all that's going to be released on the site. But we have an actors workshop. We have a director and casting workshop. We have a workshop for people that want to write a book and then possibly turn that book into a script. We have a heavyweight industry person that could tell you how do you get your song connected in a film. So those are some of the workshops that we're going to have. Also, we're going to have a workshop that was from the Nigerian African community about, making films in Africa and Nigeria, and that connection. So we just have it's going to be some amazing workshops. And again, I'm very very fortunate and blessed to have people coming on board that want to create those workshops. So it's going to probably be about 6 or 7 workshops. Now, the other unique thing we're doing is that it's not just a film festival, it's actually an art, film, and photography festival.
Okay.
So we're connecting and engaging the whole arts community here because you
Mm-hmm.
have people that go to art festivals that's never been to a film festival before, or they've gone to photography festivals, they have never been to a film festival, and likewise. And so we bring in all those audiences under one roof. And so for the price of one ticket that gets you access all day, you can go to all those different events. So you have a person that comes to see art and they say, "Oh my God, there's films. I can see the films too." Yeah, you can see the films too. I
Okay.
can go to that workshop. Yeah, you can go to that workshop too. You can go and come in the morning, see the art, come back in the afternoon and watch some movies. So that's part of the strategy again to engage the whole community. There's going to be dancing. There's going to be fashion, and how to, with how to create fashion for films. So
Okay.
we're really opening this thing up for the community. There's been a film festival that's been here for 5 years, and one of the things I wanted to make sure that we do is you could ask the average person on the street in Houston that about about a film festival, and they wouldn't know, they couldn't tell you
Mm-hmm.
unless you were actually a filmmaker. You knew about the film festival, but the community at large knows
Mm-hmm.
nothing about those film festivals. So then how do we change that narrative that now the audience is engaged, the audience, your community is aware that, yeah, we got an amazing film festival and we want to go. And they're
Mm-hmm.
not filmmakers, but they want to go and see what's going on. So that's part of our challenge. That's part of the mission. Then is to engage the whole community. That don't mean they're all gonna come, but we want them to know that we are here. And so that's the difference. That's the twist, if you will, that we're doing this year is to engage the whole Black community.
Okay. No, you know what? I like that because as an educator, when I hear students go, I don't want to be a filmmaker, I'm like, that's fine. What do you want to do? And then one student will go, oh, I want to train animals. They do that for film. I want to be a doctor or a nurse. They do that in film.
Right,
We have them on set
right,
for especially when you have special effects or stunts and stuff.
exactly,
Um, I want to be in construction. They have that on film. You know,
exactly.
cybersecurity, they have that in film.
In film, exactly.
Platforms and stuff have to have cybersecurity and websites. So we're the interesting thing, and I tell people, I mean, just me personally, I'm fine with any industry people want to go into, but I do know one thing about filmmaking. Everything is in filmmaking. There's food people, the food
Everything.
services. There's people
Absolutely.
who custodial stuff. There's people, and you hear, and this is the chance you get to meet the people you watch, you see on TV and you connect to. Even though me personally, I don't look at people as stars in a sense. It's like it's their job.
Right.
They're actors. They're telling a story. The overall, the person who makes the story is kind of bigger to me than the. I mean, I like actors. Don't get me wrong, but
Right. Right.
without a story, there's no acting. It's just like,
Exactly.
and without actors, there's no story that can be told a certain way. But so it's an intertwining industry. But I think I don't idolize anything. That's basically how I feel. It's what we do.
And
Mm-hmm.
It's what we choose to do.
right.
Um,
And you're right. There's a whole huge mechanism. There's a whole industry behind, within the filmmaking industry. It's huge. And so to get young people to be able to see that and see people that look like them doing those different jobs, whether it's the camera or sound,
mhm.
or like you say, the food part or the security part, for them to see people that look like them doing those things. I want to throw this one thing out there before I forget that I have mentioned it to TK. So one of the other things that we have, the initiative that we're working on, is that we want to open up the first international film and media center. I'm not gonna call it a museum,
Mhm.
center where we're gonna have a showcase film and media people both in front and behind the camera, and show that whole history, global history of filmmaking, which is a huge undertaking. It's going to be a huge
Mm-hmm.
center, but it tells the story from the very beginning globally of Black African filmmakers. Uh,
Mm.
and you're going to see, the like I learned from the film from France, this Black woman who was this top editor, was all these stories and history that
Mm-hmm.
we don't know. We want to create that Hall of Fame, that museum, that center, that uh, that's going to attract people from all over the world to come in and see the history of Black film and media. We want to do that right here in Houston. So it's
Yes.
yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
already in
awesome. That's awesome.
conversations, right? But let me say this though, yeah. Let me say this, right? This is a huge lift. This is a multi million dollar, huge lift. So there's a lot of work to be done. But I got to stay healthy. I got to stay healthy to see it through. But that's what we're working on.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, what what got you into filmmaking?
What got me into filmmaking? So here's what got me, truthfully got me into filmmaking. There was a young lady. She was Beyonce's drummer and
Mm-hmm.
Prince's drummer, Queen Core. I was doing this little talk show thing, and so she wanted to help me with it, and so she brought a Canon camera and started filming with this Canon camera. I'm like, "You're doing this with a Canon camera?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Do video?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Get out of here!" And so I was watching her film this whole show with this damn camera. I said, "What?" So that's what I'm like. You could do that with a camera? Yeah. So I went there to the pawn shop and bought a camera at the pawn shop. And I started
Mm.
practicing shooting videos with it. I said, "Wow, you could do a film with this." So then I started doing some little short films, right? Oh my God. Then I I looked on Facebook and I saw the lounge,
Mm.
and
That's
the
what
rest
got you.
is history. That's what got me.
Oh wow.
That's
Well,
why I
thank
said,
you.
that's why I
Yeah.
said, you guys really don't know the impact you had on my life. You really, really don't know. I know, I'm telling you, but yeah. And boom. At
Wow. Okay.
72, 73, I started doing films.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
That's
say
where it
that
came
again.
from.
How old were you?
Yep.
72.
72. Wow. I just
I was in my 70s. Yep, it was my
I don't
70s, man.
I want people to understand this because don't ever let nobody tell you no. It
Yeah,
don't matter how old you are, how young you are. Age
Yep.
does if it's your passion, if it's your dream, don't
yeah,
ever let no one tell you no. There's always
yeah.
a way.
There's always a way. And mind you, everything I've done, I started with no money. And
Mm.
all along the way, people say, "How are you going to do that? You don't have any money. You've never done it before." I said, "I know." What are you doing? I
Exactly.
don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. So guess what? YouTube University. I got my degree on YouTube, and
Yeah,
I
no,
just
I'm
did it.
I'm all for it. Like again. And hey, Derek, good morning, brother. Um,
Come on, Dad.
it's that's what it's about, man. I commend you guys because I'm sitting here. I went to school for all this, but like I'm sitting here. TK self learn, went through workshops, did all invested in herself every single way. You
Absolutely.
YouTube, coming on, watching the Black Filmmakers Lounge, talking to people, connecting, um, all the way, and your film has a distribution. It has views. The thing I look at for you is you can hold an audience. You're telling a story that people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Now your
Right.
deals are going to be different, and who you talk to for distribution can be different. Like we've all been researching different distribution avenues now, because that's the biggest complaint from any filmmakers. How do I
Right.
distribute this?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And there's so many ways. I'm the guy that sold the DVD out the trunk of the car and put some stuff on Vimeo. And you $2.99, you could have watched my first film on Vimeo for $2.99. You could have rented it for 40. I think it was 24 or 48 hours, or whatever. You got 2 days from the moment you watch it, basically.
Right.
But that's how I'm a researcher,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell everybody you can't beat learning. I mean, learning is not just reading a book, but it's doing, right? You
It's
pick up the
doing.
camera, you film, you learn how to do different camera angles. It, I've talked to so many people. I got to have this editing software. I got to have this camera. I got to have that. Man, my first camera, I still have it. My brother bought me. I was doing documentaries in college with it and doing short films. And then I bought this cheap DV camera because it was an 8mm camera. Like I literally have it. This is my very first camera right here.
Wow.
My brother Greg bought this for me when I was going to Bowie State. When I told him I graduated my associate's degree and I was going to Bowie State to study broadcast management and meet communications. And he came home one day and said, "Here's a camera, man. Congratulations. Like, here you go. This is your dream. Then you're gonna make stuff happen." And I
Right.
shot a lot of stuff with that camera in college. And but I will tell you, it's my connections. It's
Right.
the people I got around. Because the people I knew, there's people I already knew, and they were working in the industry and they showed me stuff I had never. I've touched my first non-linear editing software while everybody was editing on 2 decks at school. I edited my short films on Media 100.
Right.
My friend taught me. That's why I said that the relationship is much more important than anything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Right.
the thing is, you have to, let me say this, right? You cannot let the things you don't have stop you from doing the things you want to do.
There you go.
You cannot, because you're never gonna, unless you were born with the silver spoon, you're never gonna have everything you need. And I've never
Mm-hmm.
in my life let me not having something or understanding something stop me from doing something that I wanted to do. Right. And regardless to people, and saying to me, you're too old, or you've never done that before, or I shut them out. Soon
Mhm.
as they come out their mouth, I shut them down.
Yep, you
I
got to.
shut them
Yep.
down and I push forward. Now, it may work, it may not work, but it's going to be up to me, right, to say when enough is enough. But it's not going to be because you telling me what I can't do.
That's right.
Mm.
And I'm very fierce about that, right? And one other thing, so I'm not making any more movies.
Really?
I've
Wait,
had
wait,
people,
wait,
yeah.
what?
Right.
Why?
So I'm not making any more films. Here's the deal. Because I have a lot of people now coming to me about, man, you gonna do films now? You got all these connections. No, my goal in life now is to help the next generation of filmmakers.
Mm.
Everything, right? I have a short window of time, and I know that. So
Mhm.
all my energy now is to create this platform for Black independent filmmakers, to create this place where they can go and find the resources, make the connections, right? Grow and build on their career. And so I'm focused on that. I'm not in it for the money, for fame, for anything other than helping the next generation of filmmakers, whether you're 5 years old or 80 years old. That's my
Mhm.
focus, is to build this bridge that we can come to, and we can collaborate, right, and learn how to work together and get stuff done. Because one person has a camera, one person can act, one person have lights. So then why can't we work together? You don't have money and you ain't got money, but we all got pieces of the puzzle. But shit, sit down, let's put this puzzle together.
Mm.
Hmm.
Then let's put this puzzle together. And that's what they say we can't do. And there's some truth in that, right? The other
Uh,
communities, they combine their resources. We don't do that to this day. And so all the things I'm able to do with no money is only because I found people that believe in what I'm doing and say, yeah, let's work together. That's the
mm.
only reason this is working. And that's what we want to change. That narrative that's hanging over our head that we don't know how to work together. So
Hmm.
I'm 100% laser focused on that. It's building those bridges that white people say, I'm sorry, that we can't do. And we're proving them right. So
Mm.
it's time to prove them wrong. And let's go to work. Let's build our own empires,
Yeah.
brick by brick. So that's my focus, because I love my people. I love my people, and we can do this. And it's up to us. It's up to us, the elders and the mid elders. It's up to us to make this happen. We have to do it. Nobody's going to do it for us. So that's my speech.
No, no, you're good because hey, it only made me reflect on why I do what I do. I have my own personal motto: build your dreams, leave your legacy.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
if you know me, you've seen that because I've
Right.
posted it on things. But that's if when we're gone, all we have left is our legacy we leave behind.
So like I said, yeah.
You
That's
know,
it.
and some of
Yeah.
us, we unfortunately, our fears keep us from leaving a legacy. You
Right.
know, or what other people think when because of their fears make us fearful. When
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm biblical on it. God said, "I did not give you a spirit of fear, but of love and
Right.
a sound mind." Right,
Amen.
Right.
and that stuck with me from as I was growing up. That right there, what am I afraid of? Nothing. You
Absolutely.
know, who can who has the power to tell me no when the tools are right in front of me?
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
all you need is some wood, some trees, some nails, and certain skills to build a house.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
maybe you need money to buy land now, but it's some land everywhere, everything isn't expensive. We
Right.
Right.
tell ourselves, but we spend money on stuff that does nothing for us or
Right.
has no return on investment for us.
Right.
And yet, there's only two big investments: God and yourself. Those are my
Absolutely.
two
Mm.
biggest investments, right? If you don't invest in yourself, you definitely are doing the greatest disservice.
Absolutely.
You know, and so
Absolutely.
I'm here with you.
Absolutely.
I I
Yeah.
I I'm just like, wait, come on, you gotta pop out a few more movies because I thought we talked and you
Yeah.
did have a
Well,
project.
yeah. I mean, I do. I actually have three real strong projects, right? But what I'm trying to do is more important than that for me,
Okay.
right? It's way more important. It's way more important than me doing films right now, because it's a sense of urgency, and I sincerely mean it, and I think that's the reason that people are flocking to work with me. I think
Mhm.
that's part of what it is. Why I'm getting those phone calls now, because they know that's this is what I'm about. It's not me. There's nothing to do with me and everything to do with the next generation of our
Mhm.
people. And how do we build that bridge? And listen, I can't change the world. We can't change the world, but we certainly can make an impact where we can make an impact. And so it's about making that impact, that footprint, starting to build those bridges, right? And as I build a bridge, a part of the bridge, and you build a part of the bridge, and TK builds a part of the bridge, before we know it, we have a huge bridge built. And people are now starting to connect globally, right? Because we
Mhm.
started building these bridges.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you on one part though. You can
Okay.
change the world. It
Amen.
a grain of sand changes the world. So I
Correct. One company in Austin last week changed the world. One
Right.
mm,
company called CrowdStrike in Austin last week changed
change
the
the world.
world.
Yeah, one person
Amen. All
changed the
right. I
world.
received that.
So I
I
Yes.
receive it.
listen.
I
I
receive
always
it.
say, I may not be I may not be the light, but I will be the spark. Right. In order to spark, you
I
gotta have
receive
light
it.
though.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
But the light is
Absolutely.
shined so bright that it gets everybody's attention. So I'll be the one that sparks the person that can be the light if that's
Right.
what the position
Absolutely.
that I'm placed in my life. But
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I don't ever believe I can't change the world because it's just one person. It's not
Right.
everything I studied in history only took one person,
One
and
person.
so
Right.
One person.
one
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
person,
One.
good or
Yes.
bad,
I humbly
one person.
received
What
that.
I
Yeah.
say? Stop
Yeah.
following the trend and be the trend.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I
tell you
humbly
that.
received that. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
gonna ask you this, and if you haven't yet, um, I'm gonna lay this before you. Mentoring is a big deal to me. I've been mentoring for years. Um, it's a big deal because, excuse me, I always believe in three, right? You have a mentor, you have a accountability partner, someone you walk with, and then you have somebody you mentor. You're mentoring, and and if in what you're doing, because you're saying time is a very important. Who are you mentoring that they will carry your legacy forward?
So I have a board, because we're a
Mhm.
nonprofit,
Okay.
and they're comprised of young people, right? Very, and I put them in place specifically with the understanding that my understanding is I have to have people that could move this thing forward, right? If something
Hmm.
happens to me, I tell them that all the time. They say, "Oh, Thomas, oh," I said, "No, no, no, no. Understand me. This can't die with me,
Mm.
right? It can't be that." So I have identified people now that are on the board, that are coming on board, uh, to be able to move this forward. So that I'm mentoring them, and then I'm also being mentored. Uh, and my mentorship is not uh, in the film industry, because my in-laws here in Houston, I married into a family 10 years ago, the Lawson family. And Reverend Lawson was one. He just passed away a few weeks ago. He
Mhm.
was one of the right hand men of Martin Luther King. So he's the Black Pope here. Was the Black Pope here in Houston. So he was on that level, that of a kingmaker, if you will. So I married into that family. So I'm in the circle of power here in Houston.
Okay.
They know me, I know them, but literally it's the circle of power that extends, throughout the state of Texas, up to the White House. My wife now, since he's passed away, has the mantle now of his organization. It's called Wallop. So she is the
Mm.
one now that, is over that organization. And again, it's the seat of power. So I have those people around me and they put their arm around me. And so I have to take advantage of that. So that's how I'm able to do some of these things, because I have those people whose living rooms I have access to, whose ears I have access to.
Mm-hmm.
And they've watched me over these past 10 years, and they have seen my character, because I've always tried to walk with integrity, and I've always tried to you know, help people. And so they see that in me. And so they have embraced me. So with that in mind and that opportunity, then that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I stand on his shoulders. He's a great man. He was a great man. I stand on his shoulders and on that legacy of helping the black community. Not only here in Houston, but globally. So so yeah, that's what this is.
Got you. No, I'm for it. Because I always want to make sure, like, right, what we create can't be it with us. Someone else has to be able to take the mantle or step in if you can't, if you're
Absolutely.
not capable. Even for myself, um, I'm still looking for people to mentor with the Black Filmmakers because
Right.
young people to keep it going. Like I got
Right.
TK and Jacoby and them, they
You
can,
need
but we
some
need
young
people
people.
that, because here's the other thing too, we're gonna be making films and doing other stuff. So sometimes we're gonna have to step away, but it should never stop
Mm-hmm.
because we
Right.
gotta step
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Because if you
Yep.
go, man, if you go away, what you guys did for a while, it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It stopped, and that stop sometimes is hard to restart.
No, it
And
Mm-hmm.
messes with the
so,
momentum. Yeah, you already got a train
yeah,
going,
yeah,
and when you stop,
absolutely,
yeah, and for me,
yeah,
and that was when I, losing my mom, it was kind of like I needed to
absolutely,
pull back. Um, but I was like, man, the show needs to still keep going, but I need this
yeah,
time,
yeah. Right. Absolutely. That's
and
absolutely. So you have to have those people that while you're away, they can keep it going. Right.
mhm,
So that's the thing, is identifying that and understanding that component of it, and say, okay, I got to have somebody or a few people that, and you have a huge organization. You have the Black Filmmakers Lounge. It's a huge. I mean, you have a huge organization. So it's just a matter of finding those people and then having those conversations to say, listen, why don't you come on this week? You come on this week and let's talk. Right. That way, if I have to step away this weekend or that weekend, you take the show and run it, and you take
mhm.
it and do with it. So you have those, because you have the infrastructure that's there. It's
Mm-hmm.
totally there, right? So I'm sure when
Yeah,
you're
we just
ready to
gotta
do
get
that, you'll
TK
do it.
using her Mac.
Yeah.
It's the technical. It's really I know, right? It's really the technical portion. It is the technical
Right.
portion more than anything, because Mike has a whole technical the tech thing. Yeah, he
Yeah.
it's the
Right.
whole tech thing. That's the main thing. It's like all his setup and all that, all of the
Bells and
programs and all
whistles.
that stuff.
Right.
It is the technical side. So you techies, hit us up.
Right.
There you go. Yeah,
Hit us up. We need
because I
you.
I try to I try to teach nieces and nephews how to do this, or even my wife. I was like, hey, there could be a time in my life when I'm gonna need you. Even she could just come on and just log on and get
Right.
everybody in
And you're
place and
you're
let them
gonna
run it.
figure that out. Yeah,
Oh
you're
yeah,
gonna
we'll
figure
figure
that
it out.
out.
I
Yeah.
I
Oh
will.
yeah.
There will. I always believe, and I hate to say this, but this is what it turns. One monkey don't stop the show,
Right.
and you got to keep it going. And so, just having the people in place to um, believe, and that's why,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
looking at BIFA, um, I'm wondering because I want to see it flourish. I want to see its growth. I want to see
Mm-hmm.
its extension, right? Um, because we don't realize how much power we have until we start using it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Absolutely.
and then even
Absolutely.
when we have it, the thing is for me is humility,
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
right? Because you anything the only thing that can't be taken away from you is your mind.
Absolutely.
You know, but everything else can be taken from you, right?
Absolutely.
Your house, your car, everything can be taken from you. But your mind, unless somebody hit you with a bat over the head or something, they can't take your mind. And
Absolutely.
so to understand how precious and how valuable our minds are, and how even if you lose everything, because this is the mind of people who are grinders, hustlers, hard workers, pursuer of dreams, whatever. They can lose it all, start from the bottom and rebuild because they
Right.
already know how to lay those bricks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And one of the things, I'll say this, one of the things that I, early on trying to put this stuff together, and I had a lot of people that wanted me to, the way I say it is that you guys want to have an apple tree full of apples without planting. You want to plant a whole tree. No, we got to plant the seed, and y'all want to plant the damn tree. And you're trying to figure out how to bring Oprah and Viola Davis to the film festival. We're not there yet, right? And say that, that's the whole tree. No, you start with a seed. You can't plant the whole tree. Anyway,
But don't block that blessing. You never know. Somebody
yeah,
say,
I
"Hey,
know,
you
I
know, I
know,
want to, I
I
want to
know,
come
but
through."
but yeah, I know. But the truth of the matter is,
You have a vision and a pathway, and you
yeah,
don't want to deviate
yeah,
from
you
that
don't plant
vision
the
and
whole
pathway.
tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Definitely
gotta be
understand
patient.
that.
Patience, right?
Yep. So
Patience. So
the film festival
yeah,
is actually, guys, October the 3rd through the 6th in Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And um it looks like submissions are still open for the next 6 days.
right. 6 days.
The next
Six
six
days is
days,
open.
and
Right,
if you check the website, Black Indie Filmmakers Association.com, you will see all of the categories for the films. So check out
right,
Film Freeway, check out the film festival. If you have something you want to submit that's ready to submit, then submit it for consideration. And if you're not, if you're able to fly into Houston, Texas, go support the film festival. We have to support the film festivals when we're able to. Um, I love going to film festivals and supporting good film festivals. I
Mm-hmm.
have to say,
And this is their
good. I have to say good film festivals. I have to put that in there.
yeah, but
But
no,
good film
it's their first inaugural film festival.
Yes.
So it's here's the thing. I will say this because there's some film festivals that I went to. It was their very first film festival, and they're still running, and they've grown. So I will tell anybody this: if you have the opportunity to be a part of a film festival that is their first time out, and do it. Submit your films, do everything you can, go there because you never know who shows up. Also, because a Viola could just show up because she wants to be there. You
right.
know,
And
not that
and
you
let me
invited her in
and
that
let me
sense.
And let me say
But
this: we have some very very strong industry people. I'm not dropping names.
mhm,
That's a part of this film festival. And when I tell you, we have people from Tyler Perry's camp to Oprah's camp to TV One, BET. We have people in those camps that they're going to be at the film festival. That are participating at the film festival, and they're heavyweights.
Nice.
So
there you
it's
go.
yeah. The real deal is going to show up there. And this is just the first one, and there's a lot of eyes being focused on us because Houston is one of the largest cities, right, in the country, and being that it's one of the largest cities in the country, and at our award ceremony, our red carpet award ceremony, there's going to be some of the top dignitaries and organizations at that award ceremony that are now aware of BIFA and what we're doing. So
Hmm.
yeah, so this is a big deal. It's small. It's our first time, uh, but this is a big deal because it has to succeed. And
You
so
said
yeah,
it's not
this
going to
is
be small.
It's
You know,
not
it's not going to be
small.
small.
It is not
yeah,
small. What I be
this
telling
is
people, take the small out and say it again.
yeah,
Right. Well, yeah.
this is the real deal. Yeah, this is the real deal, right?
There you
You know,
go.
it's
And
our
so I
first
got to get used
time.
to saying BIFA now. So now you got
Yeah,
to, now I got
yeah,
to get used to saying
BIFA.
BIFA.
Yeah, it's
And
BIFA.
because, but no, it's, I will tell anybody, do everything you can. So will there be any online component?
No, not this time. I
Okay.
mean, we've talked about that, but I don't want to overwhelm everybody because there's a lot of technical
Yes.
stuff with that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so we
Yes.
don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to overextend ourselves. So let's do the best we can this first time
Good.
and learn because nobody's done a film festival before. I've never done a film festival. I've never even been to a damn film festival.
Mm.
None of that stuff, right? Zero. No experience. I know nothing about it other than what I'm watching on the independent, I mean, on the Filmmakers Lounge. Everything
Mm-hmm.
I've learned about this stuff, man, I'm telling y'all, I'm watching you guys, what y'all do, and I'm Googling it. Google is your friend, right? And I watch other stuff online. I say, okay, but zero experience with any of this stuff. It's me
Okay.
finding people that know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now, the challenge with that is now you got 10 different people in my ear telling me how they would do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I have to say, okay, okay, I hear you, okay, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. But it's still my vision, right? So but
Right.
I hear what you're saying. And
Yep.
figuring out what's the best direction to go because again, we started with no money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And film festivals are expensive.
Oh, very. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So to be able to do this and get into a really first class facility and all the stuff that's getting ready to happen, and we're doing this stuff with no money, man, it's just a story within itself. And it's still there's still no money, but we're still, it's going to be a pretty big deal. So the money's going to come. I'm not worried about it, right? I'm not worried about it. A little not, but yeah. So
I
uh,
I I got another one more question.
okay.
I don't know if you got any questions, TK.
I don't. I
Okay.
don't. Yeah, no.
My question is, after the festival, what's BIFA's next thing?
So we have what's called the We Got Next program, right? Which is a program designed to create scholarship and educate the next generation of filmmakers. So
Okay.
after this film festival is done, we're going right into the next film festival. But we're also going to be working on We Got Next, where we're going to be having classes. We're going to be working on the next film festival. We're going to be working on making those connections in Hollywood to bring
Mm-hmm.
those Hollywood people under the umbrella of what we're doing to expand the film festival and the We Got Next program and building those bridges with the film communities in Africa, Jamaica, the other continents. I have a guy Dr. Yung Long from Canada. He's already talking to like the UN and those organizations that are global organizations uh, to bring awareness about what we're trying to do because we want to again build that bridge and collaborate with the larger international community and
Mm-hmm.
do that through film. And so there's
Okay.
a lot of money out there for that. And so, we want to be the spearhead of that happening. So that's again me identifying those people that believe in what we're doing because film, like music, is a medium for all people,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
right? So there's a lot of big things going on in terms of that right there. And again, it's just connecting with the right people that see that vision of film being a vehicle that unites all people.
Mm.
Absolutely.
So
Amen.
so
Okay.
that's why I have to stay healthy.
Oh yeah,
That's why I
definitely
can
stay healthy.
yeah, that's why I have to only focus on this because it's that big and it's a lot. Man, it's a lot. This is a lot. Right. So yes, this is
No,
a lot.
absolutely.
This is a
Absolutely.
lot.
All right. So, Thomas, we hope to have you back on again, and we definitely appreciate you taking the time out today to come on the Black Filmmakers Lounge and talk about
I
BIFA
appreciate you
and
guys.
talk about
Appreciate
your
you guys.
experiences. And we look forward to, again, communicating more about BIFA and then how the Black Filmmakers Lounge could be an intricate part to support. Um,
Absolutely.
I got, you know how we do. We got that 60-second. You done drop some jewels. But
Right.
what is your 60-second jewel? It could be something you can repeat or something you're thinking of, hey, remember this.
Yeah. So Do not be your own worst enemy and believe in yourself because everything is possible if you believe.
Oh
That's
man,
my
thank
tip.
you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. We gotta let that sink in. Don't be your own worst enemy. It's possible if you believe. There you go. Now, TK, I already know. She probably wrote it down. Like, I'm gonna write this down.
I didn't write it down just based off experience. A couple experiences I had the last 2 weeks. Guys, quit jumping in. Like, and then Thomas talking about the contract he signed. Quit jumping in head first. Research, research, research. Ask the people, ask the questions, Google it, YouTube University, reach out, do everything you can before, do your research. It's like,
Absolutely.
and I had a friend that did a short. She did some filming, and I was like, "Did y'all have a production meet?" She was like, "I said you sit next to me, and I talk to you almost every day, and I talk about developing Jade, and you didn't ask me one question. Well, I didn't know what to ask. I'm like, so I was like, you know what? Have a good filming. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't. Like, it's crazy to me how many people are still jumping in head first.
Mm.
It's crazy to me and not doing their research. I did a script consultation these last couple of weeks, and I'm like, you didn't even know how to write a slug line, but you're coming for a script consultation. I got 18 years of experience, and I had to start at teaching you how to write a slug line. I'm like, come on. Like, how to write a scene. It's like, you know what I mean? It's stuff that's out, it's basic stuff is out there. Do your research and quit jumping in. Like, I'm beating everybody up. I'm as much as I'm over here researching on the phone all day long yesterday and DoorDash. And listen, I can talk. I can talk. I am on the phone with a CPA in LA, a big time CPA in LA, and I'm DoorDashing. Like, listen, don't tell me like trying to get questions answered, trying to do my research and make sure I go in right. Do your research, please.
I have to second that. I will. Yeah, it's one of those things. Um, you gotta want to learn. Lifelong learners.
Mhm.
And Thomas is give me that. That's 72. Did his first feature film. He and it's getting around people and learning. But like I've said earlier in the show, network, 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 network. And you've heard the saying, your net worth is based on your network. So if you have no network where you're connecting with people who can guide you, mentorships, walk along with you, accountability partners, you don't have that. Your value, you're hurting your value because you're not adding to it. The people around you should be adding to your value as you're learning to add to their value,
Add to their
that
value. Yeah.
everybody's value is increasing. We look
Yes.
at return on investment as in money, but return on investment is what you put in here and you're able to put back out is much greater than money because the dollar might not mean nothing. Certain things might, but knowledge will always trump money to me. And it does because knowledge is how you get the money. If you
Exactly.
got no skill
Absolutely.
sets, no knowledge, you won't get it. It's easy. Yeah, there's people who can win a lottery, very few. It's possible. But things are possible. But at the end of the day, what you going to do when you do? Because most people who get a lot of money in their hand, they don't know what to do with it because they didn't put the knowledge up here. What will I do with money? And they squander it. So it
Mhm.
doesn't matter the amount of. What matters is, do you know what to do with what you have? And then the thing is, what do you have in your hand that you can do things with? Because that's that
Absolutely.
power. So,
Absolutely.
so I always say, be strategic, intentional, and authentic. That is the Black Filmmakers Lounge way. We appreciate everybody. Thomas, we like to again thank you for joining us, hanging out with us here. We appreciate you. We're grateful that you, again, had the time to come hang out. And we like to thank everybody who's watching the Black Filmmakers Lounge Saturday morning in the industry shop talk. I'm your host, Michael Melvin, my co-host, Myra TK Henderson, and Thomas R. Carter is our special guest, and Jacoby will be back next week. And we just want to remind you that the Black Filmmakers Lounge is where independent filmmakers, whether novice or professionals, come together to gain insight, perspective through education, information, networking, and to discuss industry best practices that will advance the Black interdependent film community. So we hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your week. We look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday. We got some special guests coming in the near future, but like, subscribe, share, go check out the Black Filmmakers Lounge website. We have a website up now.
Oh yeah.
Check out our IG page. We got other things coming. So we got a blog on the website that we got 2 entries so far, but we're gonna keep it moving. We got a lot happening. So check us out. Check BIFA, right? Check BIFA's website out.
Mm-hmm.
And check out their Instagram webpage. And you guys got a Facebook page too, right? I thought
Yes,
so.
we do.
Check Facebook page. Go check who we following. Because you'll find everything there. Enjoy your weekend. Like, subscribe, share, and let us know. We love you guys. Have a wonderful Saturday, wonderful Sunday, and we'll see y'all next Saturday. All right? Peace.
Peace.